Hey, today we'll be looking at how to create something similar to this. We'll model the scene and light it and put all the materials, and we'll create our own 3D little mugs that we can, render and blend in Blender using Evee only. So this is just Evee. So let's get started. So I'm gonna jump into a new scene. So we're gonna start all of it again. So let's see, and gonna end up with that result we saw, at the start I just showed you. So I'm going to delete everything in this new scene, and we're going to add a cylinder. Boom. So we've got a cylinder, and I'm going to change this to 16 faces. Nothing too fancy. There we go. And hopefully straightforward. Now you can change the height and width, so if you want it slightly taller mug or shorter mug, however you want to do the mug, it's not a problem. Now I'm going to rotate this mug, so I want this face just to be facing on the z-axis. So what I should have actually done is, when I go add mesh and add a cylinder here, I have the option to rotate it here, so I can rotate it on the z, say by 10. This will just allow me, this face here now will be flat on the x-axis, and you'll see why, because this just makes it easier to pull out, extrude the handle. Anyway, let's jump into edit mode. I'm going to delete that top face. Boom. Top face is gone. Simple. Now the first thing what I want to do is add a modifier on this. So before I do anything, on the modifier, solidify, and add the thickness. Now, so there's some thickness there, and I'm done. And what I'm going to do is apply that solidify. So now what I want to do is now go to edge loop. So we're going to edit mode, and we're going to add some loop cuts in here. Now this will be for our handle. So add one here at the top and one at the bottom, like so. So now we've got two loop cuts, and what I want to do is select the two faces along this edge here. See, it's now aligned to along the X, as you can see. I can extrude these out, and what I'm going to do is actually say extrude along normal, just to make sure. So extrude along the normal, and I'm going to make a handle. Okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. We'll adjust this, we'll make this look a little bit better. Anyway, so we've got this. Next we want to do is select the bottom face of this and the top face of this, and we want to say bridge faces. Now here on the bridge faces, you can choose number of cuts. I'm going to set it to 2. And now I'm going to go to my side view again, and I'm going to go to vertices and X-ray mode. Now you can kind of shape this, because right now it's very square. It's a square C. So now I can kind of pull this out and kind of move these in. So I can select these points and move them in. And I could also, if I select the scale and scale them down inwards, like so, it's starting to look a bit more like a C shape. And then I'll do exactly the same on the inside if I want. You can adjust this and move these points just to make the mug, look how you want. The handle, it can be a square handle, it can be a round handle, be a fancy handle, whatever you want. But as you can see now, we've got this low poly mug, really simple, nothing too fancy. Now let's add modifiers to this again. So we're going to add the subdivision surface, and you can see we have a nice mug. Of course, we can go in here and edit these points. So I'm going to shade smooth. So right click, shade smooth, and click on the normals and auto smooth as well. Actually, we don't need to turn auto smooth because the handle seems fine there. What I would say is go into that modifier. Let's just turn off the display port here for the modifier. You can turn that off. If we go here and tab, we're going to just go into face mode. Select that bottom face. So right now the bottom face, we want it to be, we want a bit more of a flat inside. So I'm going to just move this up if I go into wireframe here, you can see if I move this up, I want some space because I want to extrude this bit beneath inside. I want the extrusion on the bottom, so I want to move this up just a tiny bit, not much. And then I'm going to just extrude down a tiny bit. So I'm just going to say extrude, so E and extrude down. And that'll just give me the edge loop. I could have added the edge loop myself in, or you can extrude it, but it just adds, just tightens that beneath the bottom, just adds that, a bit tighter. Next we want to do the base, so underneath. So we're going to go faces, select that. We're going to do inset face, and then just drag that in. We're going to do another one, so we have the little rim, so this will be it. Now let's do one more, and this one we're going to push in. So I'm going to extrude up, or you can extrude along normal, and just push this in. And what we're going to do is select the loop of this ring that we created. I'm going to bring this down. Yeah. And lastly, what I'll do is I'll just select this edge loop here and just kind of adjust this and just bring this up closer, like a bit. So it's a bit more rounded, and it looks kind of cool, right? Nothing too fancy, we got a simple cup mug. It's not perfect, but you get the idea. I'm gonna add the edge loop at the top, so I'm gonna go edge loop and add one here and here. Yes. And of course I can select both of these edge loops. I've got shift, I can lift this up and adjust that lip, as you can see. And again I can do the same on here. So you can see I've got this edge loop. If I want, I can make that more sharper. I kind of like it like this right now. It'll look a lot better when we add the material. Let me just double check the shade smooth if it is. See, the shade smooth works better here, so actually I'll turn it on because it does fix a lot of these, but then we do see other issues. But yeah, I'll say turn that on, and we'll just go to our subdivision, and I'm going to increase the level viewport to, I set to 3, and there we go. Looks kind of nice. Now the handle, you might want to like tweak a little bit because kind of still looks a bit wonky. Like I said, it's a short tutorial, it's a short video, so it's a short little tutorial. We're not spending forever on it, but you can adjust this. Just hit tab, make sure you go into X-ray mode so you can select both sides, and then you can just kind of tweak these faces if you want to bring these in, bring that in, and perhaps bring this in, these two together, and this, and bring it in, and so on. You get the idea. I might want to bring this and this closer in, so let's go down like this. There's, you can keep on tweaking this until you're happy with the results. I'll turn the X-ray off there. And that kind of works. There we go. So now let's put material on this. Let's get this done and out of the way. So I'm going to select a material, and you can give this a color, whatever you want. You can change these however you want, blue, green, white, whatever. I'll start with the blue, just normal blue mug. I'll add a second material, which will be the inside. So if I hit tab, the way I'll do it is select the bottom face of the inside of the mug, and then if I hit Control Plus, what I'll do, it will expand that selection, and I will assign material to it. So now if I go here into the shaded preview, I can see the inside is white, and now I want to select these faces and assign material to. So select those faces, Alt select that loop underneath, and assign this material, and you can see it looks a lot better. Now you can go here into the roughness and reduce the roughness, and it'll start to be more glossy, and you can choose how glossy you want it. You want it really glossy or semi-glossy, totally up to you. And the same would be for the inside as well. change that roughness, and then it should look a lot more glossy, depending on the lighting. But yeah, it's entirely up to you how glossy you want that. Okay, so we have our mug made, and then we're gonna kind of light this up, and maybe we'll have a few more. So actually, before we do that, maybe we'll duplicate these. So Control D or Shift D, sorry, or Control D. No, Shift D, sorry, not Control. I'm used to other softwares as well, sorry. But anyway, Shift D, and what I'll do is just hit Tab, select this material, and I'll say select, which will select anything with this material on, and I'll just assign a new material. So I'm going to say assign. Oh, sorry, I'm going to say we want a new material, so hit the plus, new, and assign this new material. And then what I can do is change this color. Yeah, and I want maybe the orange. Of course, we can change these later. There we go. Now we've got two different mugs. Of course, we can duplicate this again, and then do the same. Just repeat it. Tab, select, add a new material, assign it, and of course, like I said, change color. Okay, so we've got like 3 colors. In there's no rule in what the color is, or what you go with. But yeah, we've got 3 colors. Really simple. Let's just get a plane in here. Add the mesh plane. Scale this up. That's big, and then what I'll do is just create like a studio wall. Really simple. Just select the edge, extrude E, and then just print this up. Select that edge bevel, and you can just say bevel edge, and increase that. Then you choose how many segments you want. I'll add a few just so it's just a lot smoother. They don't need that many, to be honest. But there you go. And then scale this width up. Make sure I have this on shade smooth shaded. And what I like to do is turn on ambient occlusion. I'm going to just put this to 12. You can change it to whatever settings you prefer. For this, I'm going to put it to 12. Screen space reflection on. Get rid of half trace. I'll just uncheck that. And shadows, I'll just bump up the cube size to about 1024 on high depth. Right, so we're going to need to add a camera into our scene. So add a camera. And what I like to do is vertical split this. So my camera view is here. So I hit 0 on my numpad. So that's camera view. And then if I hit home, it fills the space. If I click on the actual camera itself, on the viewport, is it on the viewport? The viewport, it would be on the film, not film. Where would it be on the? It would be on the camera. That's it. Passport, and put this to 1. The pass part out. Anyway, I like to set that to 1. So it's like that's just what the camera is, and then I'll just toggle these off. So I'd like to toggle the gizmos. I don't want to show gizmos off. And if you like to turn some of the lighting on, so I like to keep the scene and world lighting. Anyway, we can't see anything right now because the camera's not looking at it. So if I move this camera up, as you can see, now the camera can see it. You can move this up. And so other way you can do it is also go view and say camera to view. So now I can move this camera here and position it in this window. Anyway, and then all it is, just put in material on this backdrop. So new material, fancy, something simple. You can also change camera, camera size. If you want it orthographic or perspective, you can change the focal length and all that on the camera. I'm not really covering that. It was just creating a simple mug, and we'll just set it up and make it look a bit more interesting. Okay, so got this kind of mug. There we go. I've noticed that if I zoom in here, oh, these faces here are not selected. So for some reason I must have deselected them. I'll just click this, select that ring at the bottom and assign that, and I'll do it on the same on the red. Assign. So there we go. That looks a lot better. If we add some lights in our scene, because right now we have no lights, all we're using is the default, shading these viewport, these lights. Oh, nothing wrong with them, to be honest, but you can make it look a little bit better. But that's entirely up to you. You can change the strength of each. Yeah, there's no rule. Maybe we're gonna duplicate these again. And I'll just rotate these. And then I'll move that camera. You have a play. Anyway, add some lights in here. So we go lights. You can add a point light if you want. You can just add a simple point light. Let's do something like 500, something ridiculous. You can change that back color. Is that radius? Use this to 1500. I don't know. See what happens. Color. But you see, you could add so much to that without having to do much, and just pop in there. It's true. Maybe a different background color might help. And there you go. Simple mug scene. Blender. Didn't take us long. This is like 17 minutes. Probably me faffing around with the actual materials and the coloring and stuff. But I can keep on working on this. If you want, you can go and add fingerprints on there, add better materials. There's you can do so much more. But it's simple mug scene, nothing too complicated. Hopefully, kept it kind of straightforward. I just got a little area light. You can see it there on hitting the ground. So we start to like 30. I don't know, scale this. Yeah, makes a big difference, but yeah, really up to you how much you want to play around with that. And you can light this up how you like. Hey, have a play, enjoy your day, evening, night, morning, wherever you are. If you do like that, please leave a comment below. Hopefully it's used to somebody. It might not be useful to anybody. Yeah, I'll try to improve as I make more videos. In Blender. I'm also learning. Even when I'm making these videos, I'm learning at the same time too. Any tips will be useful. Anyway, thank you again. Enjoy your day, morning, evening, night. Take care.